Hey guys, welcome back to Dixie Belle's YouTube channel. It's Lauren here from Furniture Flipping Teacher, and we're back for another FFT Friday. And today we are going to be flipping these two beautiful cane chairs. And the cane is in absolutely excellent condition, but to be honest, the style and the colors and the cushions are just a little bit out of date. So these do need a little bit of love, but I could not pass them up when I found them for 99 cents each at a thrift store when I was out one day. So I definitely had to load them up in my truck, and I'm so excited to get working on these. My first step is going to be to remove the cushions so that I can then clean the bases of the chair, the framing, and we can get started. And as I go along, I will kind of share with you my plan and my inspiration and why I think that these things are prominent and needed and necessary for this flip in order to make them more appealing to more people so that we can in the long run get some good profit from them. So let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the cushions. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flip these guys over. Usually taking off the bottom of a chair, the seat cushion, is not very hard at all. You just gotta flip it over and see what you've got down underneath. So it looks like we do need a square. This is pretty uncommon though, a square screw head instead of a Phillips or a flathead. There's squares, there's stars, all of the above. That one's out, okay. Then there is also a flathead. This is a little bit janky for sure. Get that out, yep. Oh, they're golden, except that one needs a star. Okay, so we are gonna be recovering these cushions for sure. So I'm gonna be setting those off to the side. Let's see what this other chair's got under here. Okay, we got the cushions all off now. So before we cover those, I'm gonna get started on the actual chairs. So I'm gonna be cleaning them off and using some white lightning cleaner to do so. So I'm gonna be cleaning with my white lightning cleaner here. I've just got it all mixed up in a spray bottle, and I'm gonna spray everything down. And I've got a bucket of some clean water here, and I'm just going to wipe off all the dirt and grime, dust that's on these chairs, any oils or varnishes that are loose. That way when I paint, everything will be able to adhere to our surface. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the color choices that I have picked out for these two chairs and kind of why. So these two chairs, if you didn't know, they're very outdated, like I said before, but they can be created and made over to become very trendy and something that a lot of people are looking for and desiring. So I did a few Google searches and I came up with that the outside would be black and the cane back here is going to be kind of a very neutral color, a very light beige. So I have chosen out drop cloth for the backs for the cane part. So this is going to be kind of a two-step flip in the color situation because I'm going to have to cover the cane with the drop cloth, and then later on I'll come back with, actually I'm going to be using the silk paint anchor to cover the rest of the chairs. So I'm gonna start with my drop cloth, and I've got a jar of it here. So for the drop cloth, I'm gonna be using my mister bottle, and I'm gonna be just kind of spraying the cane and then dabbing on the drop cloth paint. I just wanna kind of water it down a bit to, you know, make it go on a little bit more smooth. I'm using my round small brush here just to get into all of the details. And then I will be going on the back as well to cover the back with drop cloth too. If I get it on the edges here, it's not a big deal because I'm going to be going over that with the black. So we did get a few drips here, but that's no problem because like I said, we're gonna be just spreading that out back here as well. So no big deal, but we will just go ahead and spray this again and do that same process. And now on to chair number 2. Okay, I am all finished up here with the 2 chairs, both fronts and back. I need to let this drop cloth dry on here for a little longer, and then I'll come back and do a second coat because there are some spots that just didn't quite get enough of that coverage. So once that dries, I'll be back for coat number 2. Okay, now that we've got both coats of the white drop cloth on the backs of the chairs, I'm gonna let that dry again before I do the black. And then right now, what I'm gonna do so that I'm not wasting any of my time is I am going to head over to the cushions and we are going to put some new fabric on those. Okay, I am over here on my little table and I've got my fabric that I am going to be putting on the seats. My first step though is to actually, I have been thinking about removing this fabric, but I'm also thinking that it might be a good idea to keep it just so that it's all nice and flat and I kind of have a good base to work with. So I think that's the move that I'm going to make. So I don't need to remove any of the staples, but I do just kind of want to clean this off a little bit, getting all those pills off. I'm bringing out my mini staple gun that someone actually had sent me from my Amazon wish list. And I've got some shears. Okay, now I'm ready. My first step is going to be to just lay the fabric out. I think I'm just going to be cutting it in half. Pretty sure that will fit. So basically all I'm doing is lining this all up and then I'm going to be stapling it on and then cutting some of the excess fabric. Yay, we got one done. Perfect. Okay. Now we're just gonna do the same exact thing for number 2. Seat number 2, finished. Now that both seat cushions are covered and they all look nice again and they're ready to match, I'm gonna head back over to the chairs and we're gonna get started on the black paint around the outsides. We are getting so close to these being all finished up. I'm excited to see the finished result. Let me know down in the comments if you are also excited to see the finished result. Getting close. So like I said, for the black paint, I'm gonna be using the silk paint in Anchor, and that'll just help eliminate that extra step of putting a top coat on. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm using a different round mini brush or a round small brush, and I'm just gonna get started. We're gonna be painting all of the trim and the framing of the chair. Remember, with the silk paint, you don't need to water it out. Water it down, it goes on just fine. You don't need to thin it out at all with water. And then also don't overwork the silk paint because it has those self-leveling qualities that you really want to give it the chance to show you. So don't overwork the paint. Touch-ups that I needed to make, I made. And so our last but certainly not least part is to go ahead and reattach the bases, the seats, to the framing of the chairs. I hope you guys enjoyed this flip. It was a super fun but super quick flip. It was a little bit tedious around the edges, and really all it needed was an update of a color, and it brought these chairs back to life and modernized them a lot. Because like I said, cane is really coming back into style, but not necessarily the dark cane, but more of a lighter shade of cane, whether it be natural cane or, you know, this drop cloth color is pretty much right on with some of the styles that I've been seeing. So if you come across some furniture that's got cane in it and it's in really good shape, definitely snatch that up and see what you can do to make it over and update it a little bit to fit today's modern trends. That's what I did with these chairs, and I think after getting them for 99 cents and putting a little bit of money with the material in there, this cost me about $7 or $8 plus the paint. So we're in at about $20 for the entire flip, and I'll probably try and list these for around $75. So not a huge turnaround of a profit, but remember that you don't always have to flip furniture for profit. Maybe you've got some cane chairs that you want to flip or something like that. Remember that you don't always have to do it for money. It's just the joy of it that when you see the before and after transformation, that's the most fun part for me. So thank you guys so much for watching here on another FFT Friday on Dixie Belle's YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, get subscribed down below and then head over to my channel, Furniture Flipping Teacher, and get subscribed over there as well. We would love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.